develop project charter. First process of project integration management knowledge area, and also a first process for complete project management processes, because till the time we get project charter, project does not exist. Project charter gives a starting point to a project. So let's look at some story. Like you have a customer. So let's take an example where some customer organization has given you an order. So you have a customer organization and they have given you an order for a project. Now when you get this kind of order, you usually have statement of work. This statement of work describes what this organization expects from your organization. This may happen after a series of procurement processes. So those processes we will discuss in procurement management knowledge area. For example, you might have responded to a proposal. There might have been a good amount of negotiation before receiving this particular order for a project. Now, this statement of work also, this order will also have a contract or a type of agreement which is a legal document. So you will have an agreement. A legal document could be a contract, could be a memorandum of association, could be of another type of legal entity. So you get these two things from your customer organization, and in your organization there may be some person or a group who receives these orders. So you may have a customer service representative or you may have a project in charge or a PMO group who gets this order. Now after getting this order, this person wonders what to do next. Now he looks at enterprise environmental factors. He looks at the structure of your organization. He looks at systems you have in your organization. He looks at the skills and style your organization follow. On the basis of this, he calls a group discussion of desired individuals. So the exact format of that discussion, exact process of that workflow is defined in your enterprise environmental factor. Enterprise environmental factor talks about that what you have to do when you get an order. Now after taking a guidance from enterprise environmental factors, there could be an interaction of experts, and these experts analyze the newly received order. In some organization it happens at a frequency, like every Friday there is a meeting. In that particular meeting, all new orders are analyzed and discussed and decided that who would be doing in the further part of, or who would be executing that given project. So these individuals put their expert judgment and while putting this expert judgment, they may follow a facilitation technique. Now, by this, what they do? They identify potential risk in the execution. They identify high level of scope. They identify assumptions. They identify constraints. They may identify milestones, budgets, top level budgets, and maybe few other things like communication requirement, and maybe a project manager as well. Now project manager has to be identified at this stage or after consulting one more authority, a sponsor, after having this meeting. But sponsor could be also a part of this particular discussion. Now, this all constitutes a project charter. Now, how to make it? How to compile this particular information? This group look back to organization process asset. Organization process asset gives us a template, maybe a history of old project of a similar nature with a similar client. It may also talk about procedure of issuing charter like this, a process of issuing charter like this. So these guys or this group take consultation from organization process assets and then they issue a charter which constitutes high level requirement, high level scope, high level risk, high level time plan, high level assumptions, constraints, budgets. Even the communication needs, they may be mentioning details which are coming out of customer. Customer says that I need a frequent report about the progress of this project. Now, this was the case when we were executing the project or when we were initiating the project on the basis of external order. There could be a case where project is getting initiated because of your internal analysis, and that is called business case. Now, this business case might be coming because of the market demand. It may be coming because of regulatory constraints, environmental changes, performance needs, or technological enhancements. Maybe customer is asking for a new version. So if you are a product organization, you see a customer trend or a customer request coming in that you must upgrade this particular project for me. So there could be various reasons to initiate the project, and these reasons get compiled in the form of business case. And this business case is analyzed by a portfolio management group. Portfolio management, a group who is responsible for analyzing the utility of investing or a business case of investing into a new project. If they find that out of many possible project alternatives, your project or this particular project gives good returns or meets the strategic objective. Returns not necessarily always meant in a financial term. You may have a strategic objective of getting into a new area of business. So this portfolio group decides that which project has to be taken out of the possible one, and once they decide, they also generate a kind of an approval and a similar process get followed. So trigger for a project may come from an external organization in the form of order, statement of work, or an agreement. It may come in the form of internal organization where the business case says that this has to be done. Now, this particular scenario, when the internal structure is in place, you may also have statement of work, and you may also have a formal agreement even in the case of internally triggered project. Now, the project charter is a document, is an artifact, maybe just recorded in your project management information system in form of a record, which gives a project manager an authority to deploy organization resources, organization time in order to achieve the project objectives. The high level project objectives, why we need to do this particular project, what are the customer expectations, timelines, business risk are consolidated in that particular project charter. Now you may think, who issues the project charter? Now the flow started from the customer or from the business case, but finally this approval of putting organization resources for this particular project is given by the project initiator or sponsor. Now this project initiator or sponsor will involve other stakeholders, other experts to get a feedback on the best approach of managing this project. But finally, ultimately, the sponsor who is giving you the resources and time is the one who approves the project charter. Sponsor is an accountable authority for issuing the project charter. As a project manager, you may get involved in this activity, but it is not mandatory that all the project manager must be involved in the process of making project charter, because here your delivery head might be involved, and he allocates the project according to the capacity available or skill available in a project management team.